You start with the French, and then your opponent hits you with this bizarre move. Traps the bishop between two pawns and leaves the e4 hanging. Looks like something only a beginner would play. And yet here it is, the Alapin Gambit. After d takes e, we usually see f3. If black captures again, white gains a slight development advantage and a semi-open f-file, setting the stage for a kingside attack. The plan is simple and clear, starting with bishop d3. If bishop d6, knight c3, both side castle, and now if b6, a popular idea is to shift the queen to the king side, starting with queen e1 followed by queen h4. If knight bd7, the best move is bishop g5, threatening bishop takes h7. If h6, well, it's time for a clean finish. Bishop takes h6, then queen takes h6, followed by knight g5 and bishop h7. Lights out for black. Now, of course, black could defend better by playing bishop a6, for example, in this position instead of bishop b7. But I wouldn't recommend playing this, as white still has attacking potential and partial compensation. Instead, we're shutting down white's ambitions and taking control of the game right from the start with this brilliant move, knight h6. And the main point of moving to the rim is to reach f5, where it pressures the bishop and the pawn, while supporting the e3 push. Meanwhile, e4 remains, as f takes e allows queen h4 check. Now, capturing the knight on h6 is similarly bad, as there is this check on h4 again, followed by queen takes bishop on h6. Now, if f takes e, there is queen e3 check, winning the pawn with a clearly better position. Some players have tried knight c3, allowing knight f5. Now, bishop f2 doesn't work because of e3. If queen d2, we can take the bishop. But adding more pressure with c5 is better. After d takes c, queen takes queen, bishop takes d2, there is e3 and bishop takes c5. On the other hand, if white takes with the king, black takes, king takes c3, and move by move the king is pushed into the center and needs a lot of time to retreat to safety. Black is better. The move knight e2 is met by the same knight f5, which hits the d4 pawn harder, as well as the bishop on e3. There is also bishop f2 to escape before knight f5. Black can take on f3 and play knight g4, forcing the bishop to move again until it's eventually traded off. Black is up a pawn with a knight on g4, capable of retreating to its natural square or advancing even deeper into the white's camp. Next is c5, trying to weaken the a7 g1 diagonal. And I think black is at least slightly better. Note that after knight g4, white cannot rely on bishop g1, trying to kick the knight away with h3, due to bishop d6, which means, well, the knight remains on g4. The only decent attempt, I would say, is queen d2. And the idea is to reach a position like this. Knight f5, f takes e, queen h4 check, bishop f2, queen takes c4, and knight e2. Now, Stockfish evaluates this as slightly better for black due to material advantage. But white is ready to gain tempi against the queen, which is exactly what we want to avoid in this gambit. So, instead of just keeping the extra pawn, we can keep up the pressure by offering another one with c5. Now, the most obvious move is d takes c. Now we can trade on d2, get a knight to f5, trade on f3, and eventually end up with an extra pawn again. Okay, white might also take on e4. Now, knight g4 is totally fine and just as strong as c takes d. Well, we'll go with the second option. The key point is that after trading queens, we get a tempo on the d4 bishop, and white really struggles to find a good move. If bishop c3, knight g4 creates threats like knight e3 or bishop c5. And in case of c3, black can play e5, and after bishop f2, knight g4, with a bishop pair advantage. Looking back, we might think that playing f3 is what caused most of the problems. White could have avoided all this by playing knight c3 or knight e2 first. And only after black plays knight f6, f3 to get the setup they want, without letting the knight h6 f5 come into play. Not so easy. For instance, after knight e2, knight f6, f3, the knight gets into the center and black already has an excellent position. Another option is knight c3, but that lets black's bishop pin the knight, keeping control over the e4, slowing down white's kingside development. If you're wondering why black shouldn't just play knight f6 after f3, expecting white to go with knight c3 or knight e2, the answer lies in a brilliant tactic that you should see. White takes on e4, then plays bishop d3, tempting black into queen h4, check. After g3, if black goes for knight takes g3, white can win a piece thanks to the pin. Even if black tries bishop d6, knight e2 ends it right there. So for this reason, in case of an early f3, we want to play knight h6, aiming to reach f5 while preserving an option to deliver check on h4. The rest is smooth sailing.